So I just started the VOD recording. I forgot to start it, but I have I feel like whenever I close commissions, that's when everyone's interested in buying them, and when everyone else opens their commissions that I want to buy, and whenever I open my commissions, that's when everyone is just closing up their commissions, and when people don't want them anymore. So yeah, it's hard to figure out timing. I know I said that for a while after I close my commissions, I'll keep them closed, but I have been working on personal art in between ode art, and I do feel up to taking more ode art. To be honest, I really want to work on some animated pixels. I really like making those. I might make those on stream after I finish this art for Aatrox, just because I like working on them, but we'll see. I'm speedy. Hi, Dabs! Why does my phone auto start with 160p? I don't know, I feel like it does that for me too when I watch Twitch streams. Like, honestly, I think like auto makes it like low quality. I'm not sure. I know people can open them after I spend everything. Right. Like, I feel like I just spent everything and everyone starts opening up again. But it's fine. It seems like there's a few people who wanted to be pinged when I open them up. So fingers crossed, I think we can make sales. I really like working on those little animated pixel things. I'm trying to get more interest in them. It seems like most people are interested in the traditional stuff. I think if I start selling more of them, maybe people will be more interested. Anyways, we're working on commissions today. I don't know if we'll be doing that the whole time. We'll see. It depends how long it takes me to finish this. It might take me a while, might not. I don't know. I've been having weird art day today. You know when that happens, when you just like a certain day where you just aren't like good at drawing just for a little while, and it's like you don't know why. I was like sketching today and I was like realizing it, like this all looks really not good. People don't really look at my sketchbook, so I don't really mind. But it's not about that, you know. It's kind of more about like I don't like it when my art looks crummy. It makes me upset. I need to get money to get more of them. I need them to bob around. Oh, Dabs. You could just ask for them and I would make them. Like, Dabs edition. See, I feel like I should be charging based on the complexity of the OC, because, you know, when it comes to animation and just art in general, the complexity of the OC really affects how hard it is and how much time it'll take to draw their character. But I don't like to make things that complicated, because I was thinking when I was drawing Dabs, I was like, Dabs' OC is just like a very simple white and pink cat. Like, if it like it and I shouldn't, like, obviously Dabs didn't buy it, but if Dabs had bought it, I feel like I'd have a lot more enjoyment drawing Dabs' OC than drawing like a really complicated one, and it would take a lot less time. So I feel like they should be changed prices. But to be honest, I never add that to my art, even though I feel like I really should, because first of all, I feel like I'd be too afraid to tell someone, like, to ask them to pay extra because of the complexity of their OC. And I don't like to make it too complicated. I like to make it a simple process, because I feel like how complicated your commission process does kind of affect how likely people are gonna buy it. Like when I was newer to commissioning, I tried to make a Google form for people to fill out to buy stuff, because, you know, it's really nice when you do that, because this feels organized, and you'll have a guarantee that people are filling out the information that you want them to, because they have to submit it, and they're not gonna just forget to add things and make it harder, and that's nice, and you can keep it all in one spot. But less people bought my stuff. I don't know, maybe it's just the way I was doing it, but less people bought my stuff when I had a forum than if it just said like DM me. I think when it's stuff like that, it just has the tendency to stress some folks out. I know when I see that, it's like I'm kind of nervous. I mean, if I really wanted to commission the artist, obviously I still would. So I don't know why it would drive you away from commissioning the artist, but sometimes I'm like less likely. Hi, Cactus. I would block you. No. How would you know? How would you like preemptively block me before I drew it? How would you know when I plan to draw it? Yeah, I was thinking I would want to do that for Renderer since complex OCs are so much harder, annoying, but I don't know how to say, yeah, pay this way more. I know, that's my issue too. I don't know how to like tell people to pay more, but it really would be beneficial for me. And it's also because sometimes I just can't draw complex OCs. Like, not that it's too hard, but it's like when you're drawing on such a small canvas that's 200 pixels by 200 pixels, sometimes smaller than that, and animating it too, is sometimes it's just certain characters. I just feel like I can't fit in all their details, you know? And like some of their details will just be like a pixel in size because, and I don't want to make the canvas bigger because I feel like that at that point it's not fair because there are people paying the same amount getting different quality art, which is upsetting to some people. So like if I'm making the canvas bigger and then they're to fit in all their details, then their art or their animation is just gonna be more detailed than someone else's, and I know their character is more detailed, but like it just doesn't feel, I don't know, it just, there's something about it that just doesn't feel right to me, that I'm doing like clearly more work and I'm taking like clearly more levels to draw their OC, which is like at that point sometimes I don't want to just not accept it though, you know. It's really hard. Like I wouldn't consider myself a very small artist. I think there's definitely people who have it at that they're like more difficult than me, but it's like kind of hard to turn away commissions, you know, because you don't really, I don't get like none, but I don't get too many. It's like I don't want to turn them away ever. It's not like I get so many that it's like it's like I can't, like I don't care, you know, like it's still like lost money. I would like just know you're just gonna be psychic dabs. I hate drawing eyelashes right now. It's just not my thing, you know, when you get the era of art to periods of time where you just like stop drawing something or you add something different to your art and it just like fades in and out. I think that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, then if it feels, it feels mushy sometimes and too squished. Yeah, sometimes it feels like there's like no like space in the art of just like fur, you know, and it's all the accessories kind of I'm just trying to cram in. And sometimes I'm not even happy with the finished result. Like, I'm not a machine, you know, like sometimes that'll happen where art will just look better like for one person than it may have looked for another person. Sometimes there's just days where I'm better. So sometimes it does make me feel bad that people might receive like different quality art. But it's not like drastically different quality. It's not like someone will receive like a sketch whereas someone will receive fully lined art. It's not like that. It's more like sometimes it just looks better, I would say. I don't know if maybe it's not noticeable to anyone else because it's like my own eye or something, but it's like I can tell that some commission, like obviously some commissions I just look at and I'm more happy with. Like if I sent you guys, like I have a Toy House page where I put all my commissions, so if I sent that to you and I just told you to go through the gallery and pick out your favorites, it's not like you would say like these are all the same. Like you'd probably be able to find some that you liked better. So you know, sometimes they will just look better, But I think that's something that happens to everybody because, you know, as I said, no one's a machine, you know? Like, no one's gonna be able to make it, like, identical every time. It's not really possible. Hi, Bose. Ooh, I like the character's palette. It's Aatrox's OC Sorbet, and we love Sorbet. It's iconic. I think Scrums designed Sorbet, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Hi, Z! I feel like we should mod Z. I feel like Z would be a good mod. Famous last words. Out, not block. How do I do? Oh, there we go. I'm so professional. Now Z, band abs! Yeah, having commissions that are all different qualities is hard, especially if you make something while having art block just to finish it. Right, like, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I was just talking about that before you joined, that my art today is just not looking like what I usually like it to look like. I was sketching today in school in my sketchbook, and I was like, this is not, none of these are looking as good as they usually do, and you know, it's like, but I still really would like to get my Trello cleared out, or at least as much as possible, because I really want to start taking commissions again. And I have been doing a pretty good job of doing ODAR. I've been doing a lot of ODAR lately. I think after, but I want to start working on payments really badly. I think there's a lot of payments that I've been waiting for like quite a long time, because I usually have the tendency to just, you know, prioritize commissions. I think this, like, it happens so often. It's where, like, payments will just naturally be prioritized over, I mean, not payments, commissions will be naturally prioritized over payments, because it's, like, first of all, like, I don't know, it's just something about someone paying money versus someone, like, giving you art or giving you a character or whatever. It's, like, it's not that I don't value that, like, obviously, if I offered, I wanted it, but, it's just like less of a priority to me usually. It's not like I don't want to say that, because I don't want people to think that I'm never gonna do their payments. I'm getting to it, you know. That's what I kind of say to everyone, but I swear personal art is usually pretty strategic. Like, that sounds stupid, but it's like, I think if I just do a few pieces of personal art in between every 3 to 5 commissions or so, it's like I'm more likely to work that way, you know? Like, I'm not, if I do like 10 in a row, they're not all gonna be good quality, because I'm not gonna want to do them, and I won't, since, you know, I'm not practicing on my own art, I won't be able to experiment. I don't like to experiment with commissions, because it's like someone bought it, so I don't want to like experiment and have it look bad. I won't, you know, I won't be enjoying it. You know, I need little breaks now and then. Not in the band foot right now, like me all the time. Thank you for getting me that Trevor promotion last night, by the way, Ash. You're a real one. I was an anxious mess. No. This is, I'm always here for you, Z. I'm always here for you. Next step. What is the next step? I guess I'll promote you to owner of his Twitter. Twitter manager, and after that, Twitter account owner. No, you know what? PC owner. It'll be shipped in the mail. Anyways, hi. I forgot to say that. How is everybody's day going? I think this will be a big streaming week. I'm feeling it, because usually I have guitar rehearsal for 3 hours on Wednesdays, and I get back at like, you know, 8:45, 9ish. Usually it's like 9ish, because even though the rehearsals ended at 8:30, it takes 15 minutes to drive back, and on top of that, our rehearsals usually ran late, because it was a big show. I do one every season, but this one was kind of bigger, and I don't have a rehearsal this week, because we just did the show. And usually there's a week in between, so, and then they're gonna be on Mondays, starting the 6th of February. But I think it's gonna be a more relaxed show. There are a lot less people. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, though, because if there's less people, it means I'll be doing more work, probably, but I think it will be a more relaxed show, you know? I just feel like it will be, because I think the person who runs the show is he was really into the artist we did. He had a big Chris Cornell special interest. So he was like really wanted to make it good. And he was like really pressing us for getting really good accurate stuff. But I don't think it's gonna be the same exact case. I will own his PC, it will be mine. Yes. I kind of hate commissions now. Like, I used to enjoy them. They're closed till summer, but I honestly have so much going on this summer, I don't even know if they'll be open then. Like, occasionally I'll want to buy art or designs for people, but not enough to justify taking commissions at the time. It's frustrating. I can totally understand that. Like, I can totally understand that. There's like, there's sometimes just like a conflict in your little, the commission section of your brain. You know how there's like those diagrams, and it has like all the parts of the brain, and imagine that, but one of them just says commissions. Like there's like conflict between like, I want to take commissions and I want to do commissions. And that sounds stupid because obviously I want to take commissions doesn't mean I want to take commissions. It means I want people to pay me because I'm poor. But like sometimes I'm thinking like, I want to see new characters. I want to buy stuff from my friends and things like that, and I want to be able to support them and other stuff like that. And it's like I want to take commissions, and I'm like looking at my Trello and I'm like feeling more optimistic, and I'm like, you know, it's almost empty anyways in the commission block. And then there's the other side of me that's like whether or not I want to do commissions, and it's like sometimes I look at the Trello and it feels like more empty, and sometimes it feels less empty, you know, like I'm looking at it and it feels like a lot. I know a lot of people usually buy multiple commissions at once, which I'm totally okay with, obviously, because it's more money. But like when I put it in the Trello, I usually put however many someone bought in one block, just with their name on it for them, depending on how many they bought at a time. So it looks like one block, when in reality it's a lot of commissions. Aatrox is a real one, and bought like a ton, like a lot of commissions at once, and it looks like just one block, but there are a few in there, but I've already done a few, so I think it's gonna be okay. Oh, cold today. Oh, that's terrible. I hope you feel better. My day was good. How was yours? That is good to hear, Cactus. My day was pretty solid. It was pretty ordinary, you know. I just went to school, did my thing. I actually slept in this morning, and I missed the bus. Well, like, my sister woke me up like a few minutes before we had to go and was like, oh, I didn't realize we weren't awake. And I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll just wake my dad up, who was home, so it was fine. But I did do that because my alarm didn't go off, because it has a loose cable, and sometimes it just gets unplugged and I don't think about it, and so I don't realize, because I don't have it like facing directly at me, because I don't actually like that, because it's like a light in my face when I'm sleeping. I wasn't thinking about it, and then I woke up late. But I did get to school, and I went through the day, and it felt like a really short day. I just want to take more I just want to take more money. I mean commissions, yes. Right. Honestly, I like Trello because it does help a lot, but it's a pain in the butt to update it. Right, I'm kind of slow on updating my Trello, but I genuinely recommend using a Trello if you sell commissions. It's a good idea, and it's also a great way if you don't like communicating, or that's not a good way to say it. But if you have trouble, you know, getting yourself to communicate with your clients, and maybe you have anxiety or something and you don't want to do it, or for whatever reason, it's a good way to communicate with your clients without directly talking to them. Because I use the labels. There's a labels feature. You can label your Trello cards with the progress. I use a color code to label it with progress. And so when a client wants to check up on their commission, they can look at the Trello whenever they want to see if I made progress. And it's easier than me going and talking to them. Obviously, you should still communicate with them, because that's just good big business practices. Like, don't expect the Trello to do all the work. If you're taking months on a commission, you should be talking to them, not expecting them to look at the Trello. But you know, it makes them feel better, because I know when I've commissioned people that have a Trello, it makes me feel better. So see it, and it'll make you feel better. Especially deleting the cards is so satisfying when you finish a commission. It's a really satisfying thing to do, and it also just keeps you more organized. See how much you have to do. When you feel like you have to do a lot, it helps because you can look at it and you'd be like, oh, it's actually not that much. When it feels like you don't have to do a lot, you can look at it and be like, oh, there is a lot and I should be working on it. You know, it motivates you in both ways. When I first made it, I was actually really demotivated at the time. So I felt like I had a lot of like old commissions that I had forgotten about, and old art, and I felt like I had so much. I was like, I need to write this all down, and then I started writing it down, and I took everything that I had stored. I usually don't clear notifications when they're old art, and that's how I hold on to them. I just keep them as a new message. Either if it's on like Discord or something, I just leave it as unread, or if it's on Toyas, I just don't clear it. I usually clear all my Toyas notifications, but I'll leave it uncleared if it's important. And then it used to be my makeshift Trello, because it's like I would want to get that out of my inbox because it's annoying and I want it to be empty. But I just gathered it because it's so annoying to have ode art information on multiple different websites. It's the most annoying thing ever. There's some people who have Discord, right? And it says on my terms of service that I prefer to be contacted on Discord, and only Toyhouse is a last resort if you don't have Discord. Some people just message me on Toyhouse anyways, and it's like, okay. And it's like, I usually don't say anything because it's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of annoying because I like to have everything in one place. It's so much harder to manage stuff when it starts to get onto different websites. That's the killer for me, is when it's on different websites. That's where I get disorganized. So I always add everything to Trello, and now it's in one place, and I'm so much more organized. I slept until 10:30 yesterday. I hope you didn't have work that day in the morning. Yeah, Trello is like a shipping tracker for packages, but for comps instead. Right? I love looking at that, like on it when I get stuff on Amazon. I love looking at my shipping tracker. That was exactly what I was thinking. I love looking at my shipping trackers as well. It's so fun, right? I love just seeing like what stage in the process it is in, especially when I get things from like another country that's like really far away, and it's like I can see it and like be reassured that they're managing it or whatever. Just don't let, if you're using a Trello, don't let it build up, and don't start ignoring it and taking forever to update it, because then like commissioners are gonna lose faith that you're actually managing it, and they're not gonna check it anymore, and then it's gonna kind of lose its purpose if they can't like rely on it, you know? I forgot to do like the inside of the eyes. I'm so silly. Going through a weird transition between being obsessed with the show and being obsessed with my own characters. So much more appealing right now because of just the general annoying people that exist in the family. In the fandom. It's still weird though, because I've never had this much brain rot for a character I've made. It's so nice when you get like really attached to a character, or really into a character, especially if you're attached to a show at the same time, because then you can start making like OC show immersion AU things. And that's a lot of fun because it just gives you inspiration to draw your character in. But you know, getting really into a character is really fun. Dante was like the first character that I got super into, right? Like I've had OCs before him that I've liked and that I've had as like my mascot at a time. But I think Dante is the first one that I got like super into and have like drawn so many times. Obviously, since he's got the most images of any characters I've ever made. Like characters like Stello or Aster, like they were nice. I liked their design, but I didn't get super into them like that. But whenever I see Dante, it makes me happy, and it's like whenever I see like physical art, like it inspires me to try new mediums, because I want art in different mediums of him, right? Like I had this really old, stale, crusty polymer clay, and when we got it, it was really hard and really difficult to use. And not in like the standard way. Like it was pretty bad. Like I think we just got a bad bunch. I don't know, because most of it is just completely crumbly, and I know it's like possible to fix that, but I'm not buying a bunch of stuff to fix it or going through like hours of work to fix it because it was pretty cheap and it's not that big of a deal. But I was thinking like, you know what, I'll just do my best and see if I can make a Dante with this. And I've been making it and it looks super bad, but I'm still gonna keep making it. I just need to finish his head and then bake him, and then I will be done. Why is it so weird to just track packages? My bad. So we fit plus Matt music again, my beloved. Yeah, I do love the music. I'm hydrating. I love physical art. There's like a special feel to see your character. Right. That's exactly a good wording for it, because it's like, especially when you're really into a character, it's like having something you can like hold or like see of your OC just makes you happy. Like decorating your room with your OC makes you happy. I kind of like just like seeing his palette everywhere. I love, sometimes I just like pull out the ears. Stormy, I commissioned Stormy for ears of him because I'm stupid, and well, not stupid, but like I'm bad with money. But Stormy's ears are so lovely and so underpriced. Stormy, what the heck? They're worth so much more than what you charge. But I like just like pulling them out of my closet and just like looking at them, because it's fun to just stare at them. Like that's these are real, they're fluffy, it's dog day ears. Like, bro, Pixie is real. Right. I used to make little warrior cat OC figures and roleplay with them. I would just spend hours in my basement modeling, molding and painting them. Kind of embarrassing, but I was like 11, so it's fine. No, it's not embarrassing. It's actually pretty impressive. But you were able to make those. I was not, like, when I was a kid, I did something similar. I made my own little world called what was it? Catlantis, I think. And when I was younger, I was really bad at art. I had like no skill. I'm not saying I'm good now by any means, but like now I can draw things and like they'll kind of look like what I'm trying to draw, right? But when I was like a kid, I couldn't do that. Like it would just look like not what it was supposed to be. You'd need me to be there and explain it to you. Which I would happily do, though. I was really into it. I had the spirit, at least. So when I was younger, I made this thing called Catlantis, right? And what I would do was I would get like a piece of paper, and I would make a bunch of, like, I would make a bunch of cats, draw little cats, cut them out, and then I'd have a bunch of little cat cutouts, and I would put them in like a little paper bag. And then you know what I would do? I would just go on the carpet, and I would just take a bunch of them out, like all of them out, and then just put them on the carpet. And most of the time was spent like putting them in the right order. Like the cats had jobs. It was like a town, and like they would go with each other depending on like what their jobs were. Like the doctors would all go in one place and whatever, the cat doctors. And then would be the chance to play with them, to role play with them. That wouldn't take that long, honestly. Most of the time was just setting them up. That was my favorite part. But like I would usually like roleplay with them as I set them up, because it would just take me so long to do it. So there was like a lot of them. I would make a lot of them. It's like my own little toy house world on my carpet. Before I knew what toy house was. I would force my babysitter at the time, same one about the story on Discord, if you were there for that in the Discord server, and I would force them to participate. And one day my sister came up to me like all serious and was like, I need to tell you something. It's like, oh my god, what? Did you find out about all the crimes I committed in Cambodia all those years ago? No, she would say I don't, she told me that I don't like Catlantis. And I was like, That's it. Cause it's like I was kind of sad, so I thought I would say it was like our game. It wasn't really our game. It was my game. I would like act as if everyone was included. I was really into doing stuff like that. I loved playing with just any types of toys. I didn't care what they looked like, obviously, because the cats looked really bad. But I didn't really care if they looked like good or not good. Like I would still enjoy playing with them. I would play this game with my sister with our stuffed animals. We had our 2 main gray cats, which is ironic because now we have 2 great cats, but mine was named Catnip and hers was named Katie. And we would just play with them. We had other stuffed animals that would be part of the universe, but Katie and Catnip were like the main ones. Like I really liked playing games like that, where like imagination was like involved. I wasn't so good at like the actual modeling part, but at the time when I was a kid I would get really frustrated by that, because the artistic ability part was what usually held me back from being able to do a lot of things I wanted to be able to do. And I wasn't like a naturally, I know that a lot of people, it's kind of like a discussion whether natural talent exists or not. Personally, I think it does. I think that there are people who can learn certain hobbies or skills a lot faster than other people just because they can, you know? And sometimes there's no like explainable reason. Obviously they still have to work hard to be good at something. You're not just gonna be great at something without time spent into it. But I think some people just have certain abilities that their brain, I don't know, is just more accustomed to doing or whatever, and more like made for it. So I think that they will learn it faster than other people. And I think, well, it might take one person like a very long time to learn how to do certain things. It might take another person not as long. I think that's what I would consider natural talent, and I think it is very much so a thing, because I've definitely seen it among many people where they'll spend the same amount of time on something, but sometimes one person will just understand it. It will just click faster. I think that was the case for me in like typing. You know, it's like it's not like I studied typing. It was just my fingers kind of went to the right places faster, and it just made more sense. Like, there are obviously people with lower than a 90 word per minute, and there's some people with higher. It's not like they studied it. And yeah, I do type a lot. I'm sure there's people who type a lot more than me. And at the time, we all typed the same amount because we were children. But I knew people who were more naturally talented than me at art. I did not have any sort of art natural talent. Like, I wasn't good at art. my old art looks really bad if I were to show it to you. If I find it, of course I would show it, but we'll see if I can find some stuff. I have some stuff, I know where it is, so I might show that another stream, but it would be really frustrating to me, because while it wasn't like one of my natural talents that I would just be able to do, you know, everything I made look bad even when I practice, I wanted to be good at it, you know, because it was something that would be really nice to be good at, that would go along with a lot of my other hobbies. I've been drawing for years, and I think my art still has a lot of room to improve. I'm not saying it's bad. No, this isn't trying to be self-deprecation. I'm actually very proud of what my art looks like now, because if my younger self saw it, I would think it was like amazing, because I couldn't draw anything when I was younger. But I think it's just like, it was just like really annoying for me when I was younger, because I just really wanted to be able to draw, and I was so bad. I used to do that with Calico Critters with my sister. I would make sure the lore was consistent. My sister tried to burn down the town 3 separate times in a roleplay. I don't know why. I kept being like, you can't keep causing natural disasters. Unrealistic at this point. Yeah, I would gatekeep stuff like that too. I would try to be like okay about it. My sister was good at that kind of stuff, like making stories with me. So usually we were pretty much on the same page, but sometimes I'd be like, no, you can't do that because it's just unrealistic. I made a wedding dress made out of tissues for my webkins when I was like 9 because of marriage. Right? Like I would make them outfits sometimes, depending on what was happening in the lore, in my head lore. I did a game with my sister, you know, the Katie Catnip one, and there was one situation where they were going to school, and I kid you not, I wouldn't like roleplay the class time with our stuffed animals, and then I would, when we were done playing, my own time, I would make like homework assignments, and then I would give them out in the classes, and then I would encourage my sister to do them, at like in between the times we played. And like she really didn't want to because it was really stupid. It's like why am I getting homework from you? But I was really into the idea. I loved that. Bro, we used to play with plushies and Legos and make stories for them. One time toy cars, like not cars, Pixar, just toy cars. Yeah, I would do a similar thing where like anything I got my hands on, I would make a game out of, even if they weren't like, you know, like something that would be in that situation. We would use our hands. I made birds. I made a bird game with my hands called Birdie. And basically what you would do, I think some people will use this to talk about like rock music, but you would put like your pinky and your thumb out and all your other fingers would be down, and then that would be their wings, and then they would fly around. And that was something that we like would occupy us for hours. We would do it, and when we traveled, it would make our parents and our family really annoyed, because apparently our fake voices for the characters were probably really annoying, especially because we were like more or less speaking in tongues, because if you didn't know what was going on, it would just sound like two kids being absolutely insane. But like I think you know what, props to us for being so creative. I will say that. I used tape for bandages. I used a lot of tape. That's a good idea, though. That's a creative idea. I would use a lot of Playmobil as well. I don't know if you guys know what that even is, but it's like Legos, but it was like a Lego alternative that was less like focused on the building and more just like enjoying the creation when you're done. I liked giving the plushies cereal when we ate. I think that's like just like a kind of a part of childhood for a lot of artists. People like artists with similar interests, because it's like you wanted to play with your toys and you were really into that. I still remember some of the names of the characters. I think I remember most of them. I had this pink cat. It was this toy line. I forgot what they're called, but they could drive. And usually I didn't like the toys that had like any sort of like mechanic in it, like that had to have batteries. Like I thought it was annoying because they would be like heavy and stuff and clanky, and I didn't like it. But it was given to me by one of my friends, and I actually really liked Lady. I named her Lady, by the way. I don't know why her name was Lady. It just seemed fitting. I don't know, maybe it was the name that came with the character. I'm not sure. Sometimes characters we would just name them certain things and it would just stick even if they weren't that good. My main one was Catnip. Catnip is still here. Catnip's still around. See, I would do this thing where I would throw my plushies a lot. I don't know if that, I mean, is less normal. I would do this thing where I just fling them around. My favorite types of plushies are the ones that are like very limp. I don't know how to explain it, but they're like filled with like beans or something. I like those ones. I don't actually like the big puffy ones. I don't like those. I don't know why they're so common now. I don't like them. Maybe they're cheaper to make. I would think that they would be more expensive to make. I don't know anything about plushie making, so I could be wrong. But I like the bean ones. Those are my favorite. And I would throw them. I would throw them around. And their eyes would be all bruised up because like they'd have all these like shinies on them because they would hit the walls and the floor so much. It's so bad. I would mistreat them. Poor guys. Alright, I gotta head out now, preparing for my little sister's birthday tomorrow and see you later, gamer. Bye! Bye, Z! Thanks for hopping in. No, I was never into toy cars. I think it was just the noises they make. Plushies I had fun with that. I liked everything. I liked toy cars. I liked everything. I liked Hot Wheels a lot, but I never actually really got them because I don't know, people didn't really like the idea of getting them for me. I don't know why. They usually got me things like I don't know, because I usually had like an interest, you know. I usually had like an interest that I was really into. And when I was younger, I would have a lot of those as well. And my first one was like the color green. That's like the earliest I can remember. Then everything I would get for presents was green, something green. And the next one was like Spider-Man, and that was a long-lasting one. I really liked Spider-Man. I still do. But then all my presents would be like Spider-Man related. And you know, I would just kind of bounce around from interest to interest, and then all my my gifts and junk would be related to that. And I don't mind that because I liked those things a lot at the time. So that was the reason. See, I'm not the type of person to rag on gifts. I don't care if someone gets me clothes for Christmas. I like that. I don't care if someone gives me socks. I think socks are a good present. I think a lot of the presents that people say are bad are not bad. Like, pillows. Pillows are a great present. I loved when people would get me pillows for presents. Like, and I would always use them. Like, if someone got me a bar of soap for my, like, actually, I think Pi got me soap among other things for my birthday, and I've been regularly using the soap. Not because I didn't even have, I had soap, but I just switched to this soap. This is my new soap now because it smells like oatmeal and I like it. You know, I don't want to say that I'm like some really great person because I don't rag on gifts, but I just think a lot of the gifts that people are like say are like token bad gifts, I feel like they're not even that bad. Like they're usually like the more useful ones. I feel like a lot of the gifts people don't like are the gifts that you wouldn't be wanting for something. Like you won't dream about getting soap for your birthday or a pillow for your birthday in most situations. But when you do get it, you end up finding, I mean, I hope that you find out that it's like kind of useful. And while you wouldn't ask for it, that's what's nice about it, because you're never gonna ask for it because there's probably things you want more. But now you have it, and now you're gonna use it, and now you're gonna have that pillow for the next few years, and it's always gonna be in your bed. It's always gonna be comfy, and you would have never gotten it, and you would have never even thought about it. You know, sometimes you get things. That's why I never usually said what I wanted for my birthday or for Christmas or anything since a young age. Like I would say my main thing that I'd want, but I sometimes I didn't even say that. Like I wouldn't usually have a picked gift. Because I kind of just liked it when people would just pick out a gift for me. Because usually it's something that I wouldn't think about. And I wouldn't expect to be in my house. The only time I'd actually ask for a specific thing is if there's something that I really wanted, you know? Or like really needed or something like that. Like a mic or something. It's like, I'm going to ask for that because I don't think anyone's going to realize that I need it. And it's like a personal thing that I want. But like usually I don't even ask. Because first of all, I don't know, I feel like if I asked for something like, I don't know, what am I interested in now? If I asked for just Pokemon stuff, you know, I'd get a lot of Pokemon stuff, and that would be great. I love Pokemon stuff. But I feel like if I didn't ask for Pokemon stuff, I feel people would just pick something that they think I would like, and then maybe I'd find something that I didn't realize I would like, you know? My uncle would always get me these coloring books, but they would always be cursed. Like, there was one called Unicorns Are Jerks, and I remember there was, like, one of them, like, loitering and, like, doing mean things, like, stretching people's clothes out, like, borrowing them and stretching them out and stuff, and I colored it in, and I realized, like, oh my god, I really like coloring in coloring books. And then that was something that I realized that I was into, and then people started getting me coloring books, and I was, like, happy because I wouldn't have thought of it, and I wouldn't have asked for it. I did say that I liked unicorn stuff. There was like, I don't know why. That was actually a weird point in time. I don't think I was really into unicorns. I think he just got me the coloring book, and then that was our new, like, the uncle, not uncle, wait, what? Our bond. I don't know what I just said. That was our new thing, is that he would give me unicorn stuff, and I would honestly live for it. I didn't even, like, unicorns weren't a thing for me, you know. I didn't like, I didn't dislike them, but I didn't, like, really like them. But then after that, it had, like, a significance, you know? MLP Undertale and Legos, right? That reminds me, I used to roleplay MLP with others. I would do that too. I was into MLP for a while, actually. It's one of my interests. Or my little short, I don't know what to call, short-term interest that I was, like, really into. Oh. Stupid. I had a lot of like stuff that I just, like, would be so into for a period of time, and it would just be, like, my new thing for, like, the next, like, month. Or sometimes it was long lasting, sometimes it was like a year, sometimes it was like a month. I really liked Harry Potter in middle school. That was, I guess, more recent. I don't know, can I say middle school was recent? It kind of wasn't. In high school for 2 years now. Doesn't really feel like it, because I know everyone says it, but, like, the COVID year didn't feel like a real year. It kind of felt like a gap year, something like that. It just didn't feel like a year. It felt like a long summer or something. I remember I had an appointment with, what's that eye doctor? Optometrist? I had an appointment with my eye doctor for my contacts, you know, because I just, you know, you had to go once in a while to get your new contacts. And after COVID, anyone who has contacts or glasses will understand this. Your eyes probably got worse because when you were sitting at a computer, your eyes didn't need to see anything, so your eyesight probably got worse, especially if you wore your glasses or contacts while you did online school. Then your eyes probably got worse, unless they were, like, so bad that they couldn't get worse. But mine got worse, so I needed a new prescription. And I wore flip-flops into her office, and she was like, it was like winter, and she's like, so you feel like it's still summer? And I was like, yeah, pretty much. I used to collect the figurines. I didn't get really that many figurines. I got various different brands of figurines, and I've got Applejack, or Rainbow Dash, and that's my only purpose in life. Rainbow Dash was always my favorite, and still is my favorite. She was so my vibe, you know? I used to think that she was a boy. Like, I used to think she was just a boy character, and I was like, why doesn't she look like the other boy characters? I went to the mall and I found a color book with my friends called the Curse Word Color. There's some pretty cursed ones. I feel bad for my parents when I stopped getting into MLP because I would get all of the MLP Build-A-Bears. Just actually, wait, what? Not actually all, but I have a lot. I don't know, I never really went to Build-A-Bear. Everyone would talk about it, and then I never went. And I finally went, like, last year with my friends. They took me there because it's in the mall that we go to. Thank you for the follow, Pi! Everyone wave. Say hi, everybody. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, I never really went to Build-A-Bear, and then I finally did. This rabbit guy, and I named him Scout, and I got him a scarf, a Slytherin scarf. And you know what? It was pretty cool. Pandemic was 2 years, and yet, the only thing I remember from it was crying on the floor 3 different times. Yeah, it was a long time. It didn't really feel like it was, I mean, it felt long. It just didn't feel like I had that many memories from it, obviously, because I didn't go outside. I just remember, like, having troubles with school. I didn't fail any classes, but I didn't do well in my classes those few years. I wasn't used to it, right? Because I used to always get like A pluses in all my classes. I don't know if that was because I was a good student or just because it was like middle school and you kind of got free A's for just showing up. But I was used to getting good grades. I used to think it was like, I used to just not consider it a possibility to get anything lower than like a high, I don't know, like even like a B I thought was like pretty impossible. Like I knew it was possible because I knew people who got them, but like I just didn't consider it a possibility. I didn't think it was like possible to get lower than like a 90, and I knew it was a thing. I just didn't consider it a possibility until those years started, and I was like actually getting B's and stuff. And I was like, I'm not used to this. I don't know. It's not like I'm a great student. I'm not a very good student. I wear my headphones in class. Now my teachers have just accepted it, and some of them act like I have some like medical condition. Well, you know. But like they act like I have like a hearing or sensory problem, and I don't, and I feel bad. It's not, I never told them that, but like they never tell me to take it off. I think it's because I'm always paying attention, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to, so I don't feel like there's any need to be like, take your headphones off, because there's people who are on their phone, and usually the people who are on their phone aren't paying attention. If I'm actually doing my work, but I'm just wearing headphones at the same time, they feel like it's like unnecessary to scold me for it. You know what, being nice to your teacher goes a long way. Like, please stop being jerks to your teachers for no reason. Like, it goes a long way just to be nice to them. They'll be so much nicer to you, and you'll just get better grade in their class than you would if you were mean or not, or like unnecessarily like having an attitude in their class. Like, that's so unnecessary. Why do people do that? I just wanted to go to Build-A-Bear so badly. Still want to be honest. It was pretty cool. I didn't understand why everyone was so crazy about it when I was a younger kid. Because it wasn't that special. It was pretty mid. I don't know if maybe it's just the Build-A-Bear we're near. But everyone would talk about it and talk about the plushes they got from it, and I never went as a kid. Even though there was a Build-A-Bear in the mall near us. It was kind of like... Actually, I'm not going to say the name of that story because I don't actually know if it's a chain or not. And I don't want to dox myself. But... there's another store that a lot of people went to get those, what were they called? They were like those bracelets you make with like little, like, bands. And you would get clips and stuff and you could make little bracelets. There was a particular store near where I live where everyone would go to get their supplies, and I would never go there. But every time I'd ask someone, where did you get this? They'd always be like, that place. And then finally one day I just went there with my mom. And it was like actually kind of mid, but I did see a lot of that stuff. Rainbow Loom, that's what it's called. Rainbow Loom. That was what this stuff was called. Everyone was so into Rainbow Loom. I had a Rainbow Loom phase too. I wouldn't sell them. I wasn't that crazy. But I would make those. I wouldn't get super into making all the different types of Rainbow Loom. I watched like one YouTube video and then I just made my own stuff and kind of like watched other people to see how they made certain things. I didn't get super into it, but I did get my Rainbow Loom kit, and I asked everybody, I asked everybody like where do you get your stuff, and they would always say this like store near where we lived, and they would say it every time, and I was like, I get my stuff from Amazon, and I always wanted to go to that store because I was like, it must be really crazy. And we went there, and there were a lot of supplies, to be honest. I was happy. And then my mom would always want to, when we passed by it, I would always be like, can we go in there? And she'd be like, okay. And we would get more Rainbow Loom. And it wasn't even that big of an interest for me, but I don't know, I guess when I had interest, my family, or my mom specifically, she still's like this, but is pretty good about like trying to kind of feed into it a bit. I don't know what the word is, but like she'll, if I like right now and it's Pokemon cards, she'll be willing to go to Walmart and give me Pokemon cards. What did the pay your age thing at Build-A-Bear one year? Worst line ever. It made Disneyland look like a joke. What is pay your age? Someone tell me what that is. Explain. That sound, I'm assuming, do they give you different prices based on how old you are? One thing about wearing headphones in class is that that I'll never understand is when people wear them while they play orchestra or band or any music class. How do they hear what they're doing properly? So what I do is I kind of just tune out the music. I know that sounds like, then why do you even wear it if you're gonna tune it out? But I kind of like, it kind of flattens down my hair, so I wear it usually because it goes with the fit and my head looks weird when it's not on because I'm so used to it being on. And that end, it's just like when there is silence, like I am in percussion, and one thing about percussion is that you spend a lot of time waiting on the band to learn certain sections of music. Sometimes the band instructor will be instructing the trumpets for like 20 minutes on one measure because either they're not getting it or they're not playing it like in a good balanced way or something, and you spend a lot of time kind of just standing there. And band teachers are really opposed to letting percussionists sit, or at least where I live, because you know percussionists typically stand. That's a big thing, but our band director doesn't like us sitting even when like we're not playing. So when there's silence, I just like to I like to have something that like is just going on in my ears when there's not music, and then when there is music, the music in my headphones is quiet enough so that I'm probably not even gonna hear it over my instrument, and I'm not even focusing on it. I can usually multitask pretty well when I'm wearing headphones. I can read and listen to music at the same time. It's pretty weird, but maybe it's just an acquired ancient art. But I just make it quiet enough so it's like not something that's like loud in my ear while I'm playing. So I'm not really thinking about it. I'm more thinking about the tempo of my own piece, and then I kind of like come back to it and fully consciously recognize it when we're not doing something else. Rainbow looms were just fun to have, to be honest. I was never into making them. I just liked all the color combos a lot. Yeah, I liked making the color combinations. I liked making them for my friends. Kind of exactly what it sounds like. You can pay like $6 for Build-A-Bear if the kid is 6. So basically insane discounts. That sounds interesting. What if the kid is like a newborn baby? And you're buying it for your newborn baby? How much do you pay? That sounds like just a strange practice. The kid is $6. We sell the kid for $6. So yeah, that caused chaos in the chaos case you expect. Yeah, I'd expect that to be kind of crazy if that was an option. So I'm a little bit sick right now. That's why I kind of sound dying and I'm like hydrating a lot. I don't think I could read and play music, even though I play music at the lowest, because I think of two different things. It's easier when I feel like the music matches what I'm reading. If I'm reading like an intense part of a novel or something, and it's like intense music, it's easier. Even if it's not though, I just kind of, I don't know. It's not that I'm not listening to the music, it's just kind of in the back of my mind. I didn't, bye, I gotta head out because I'm sick and and I need to go to bed super early if I want even a chance at going to school tomorrow. Good night and feel better. I am sick as well, so I feel your pain. Hope you do feel better soon. Does it mean I have to pay dabs? I guess that means I gotta pay $40. No, because I'm 4 years old. Assuming you pay $1. They did it for like 1 year, and after they saw the chaos, they did it again the next year. I'm not sure if they did it any more times after that. I don't see how that works. If you can just pay $1 for something that costs more than $1 to make, because you're with a kid that's young. I know that maybe it kind of works the same way as like a coupon, that it's like you might have not been intending to go shopping there, but then you decide to because of the deal, and then that means you'll be paying more money than if you didn't have the deal. But it just seems odd. I know not everybody has a newborn baby that they can just bring to Build-A-Bear, but so I guess it makes sense, but it doesn't really to me. I mean, like, it's literally every Build-A-Bear 2 that did it, if I remember correctly, yeah. I didn't go to places like that. I didn't go shopping a lot when I was young. I still don't. I used to be like very opposed to shopping. I'm still pretty opposed to shopping because I don't get it. I think it's annoying. I don't like standing around. I don't like looking at something. Usually when I go shopping, I have something in mind that I'm actually looking to get. Sounds stupid, but the only time that I'll ever actually enjoy shopping is if it's like Hot Topic or something where it's like a store full of stuff that interests me, and it's like, even if I might only be going for like a t-shirt or something, I'm willing to stick around and, you know, look at other stuff because there's just a lot of stuff in that store that appeals to me that I might want to get. And I just, with like other stuff, even when it's kind of a similar case, like if it's like a clothing store that, I don't know, she might like or something, I still don't understand, because it's like, I just get bored after a while, because especially if I can't find something, because I feel like when I go to places like Hot Topic, it's like every other second I'm looking at something else that I might want to get. Whereas with like clothing stores, it's like I'm looking at a bunch of stuff that I don't want to get with the possibility that there might be something that I do want to get, and I don't really get that. Parents would lie about their kids' age to get a bigger discount. I remember my mom was finding to say her age was like 3 years younger than we saw the line. Yeah, that too. How are you gonna prove it? Like, you could say your kid is like 1 even if they're very clearly not 1. Like, what are they gonna do? Emo. Yeah, maybe a little. I got this journal, this Pokemon journal at Hot Topic, and I've been using it to write all my school notes in. So whenever they like take notes on this, I'll pull it out and take notes on their PowerPoint or whatever. But I'm running out of pages in my, specifically the chemistry section. And I went back to Hot Topic because I was like, I need a new one. So I was running out of pages in a lot of the sections. And it wasn't there in the same spot I found it. I'm sure it would be on the website, but I really miss it and I want to get it again because I really liked it. I hate when teachers put like a notebook on the requirement list of their class, because 90% of the time you're not gonna be using that notebook. Like, it's so annoying and I hate it. Like, they'll say, like, oh yeah, you need a spiraling notebook. 90% of the time, I just don't get it. And I just use a journal, like the Pokemon journal I found in the Hot Topic or something. And just make a section of it for that class. Because they're gonna take, like, 2 notes in that class, then they're never gonna take it again. And it's so annoying, because it's like they make you go and buy a new notebook, and you're gonna write, like, science, period, or chemistry, or something like that. On the cover of the notebook, and then you're gonna fill in like 2 pages by the end of the year, and now you just wasted your money on a nice notebook because they asked you to get a specifically nice notebook, and you're never gonna use it in that class. And now when you ever try to use it again in Sharpie, it says on the cover, chemistry. And I know you technically don't have to write chemistry on it, and I've learned to not do that when I get notebooks because I know I can just tear out the pages and use them for other classes. But it's like, if you don't write the names and you try to just remember what notebooks are for what classes, then you just get confused. It's just really annoying. I wish if teachers say they're gonna use the notebooks, then to just use them and not like ignore them for the entirety of the class and forget they're there, because we had to pay for those. We had to go out and pay for it. And if you don't get it, then the one time that they actually use that notebook and you don't have it, you get points off, because you should be bringing a heavy notebook to class every single day for the one day in the year that they're actually gonna use it. But also so much fun, especially because I live kind of near one of the biggest malls in my state, but I rarely go, especially since the pandemic. Malls can be sort of fun. I like mine because it has a food court. We used our notebook once for English, and then told me to take out the page. What? It's been like half a school year. It's been an entire semester, and you've used it once and ripped out the page. Like, what was the point? Exactly. See, you get me. Excited to run in it. Right? I love taking notes. I love writing. It helps me focus, to be honest, on what I'm doing if I'm like writing what they're saying, because I need to be doing something with my hands. Best part of shopping in a mall is getting pretzels. What? Wetzel's Pretzels? Not sponsored, but I'd be happy if I was. I've never heard of that. There's something called Auntie Anne's that's in my mall. There's a food court, and that's the reason I like going to my mall, because there's a place where I can always get lo mein, and I love lo mein. Auntie Anne's is what's his competitor? My bad. I don't know if maybe I shouldn't be supporting. I have both at my mom. Yeah, I only have Auntie Anne's. I actually don't think I've seen any Wetzel's Pretzels in New Jersey. Maybe it's just not a New Jersey thing. I like it more than typing because it's different. Right, like I'm a really fast typer. And most people get surprised when they're like, oh, you can take out a computer or a notebook. And I usually choose to take out a notebook. And it's like, yeah, typing is easier, but I feel like I'll remember it better if I write it. And I like how it feels to write on paper better. Even though it's slower. They're not gonna, if they give you the option, they're not gonna move on too fast. And if they do, obviously you can switch, you know? The mall pretzel wars are truly the most fierce. I haven't seen that many like Auntie Anne's outside of like a little stand in a mall or like a small store in a mall. I've seen like one in the city somewhere and it was like a small store. I feel like they are just like mall pretzels. I don't think either exist outside of malls or theme parks, right? Like, I've seen one in, like, New York, I think. I've definitely seen one outside of a mall, I swear. But it was, like, a small store. You know, it wasn't, like, a big store. You ever been to those stores where it's, like, 2 stores in one building? I hate that. It's so confusing and chaotic. And it's always 2 unrelated stores. It'll be like a Dunkin' Donuts and then right next to it like a Burger King or something. New York has everything, to be fair. It does. It is a very big city. It's the biggest, right? Our mall isn't that big. Like, there's no duplicates of any stores. But it has 2 floors and it is like, I would say it's pretty big. Like, there's a lot of stuff in it. There's a lot of stuff I've never been to. Anyways, I just finished this commission, so I'm gonna send it over to the person that bought it, and then I'm gonna end the stream, or I'm gonna end the stream first. Thank you guys for watching. I know this was like a short stream, but I felt like I should do it because it just feels like a good day to do it. I'm probably gonna be streaming during this week every chance that I get because I'm trying to get the hours in, you know. But thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around, Abs especially. You caught the entire stream, and I don't know how you did that because it's been an hour and 12 minutes. But I'll stream again soon. Thanks guys. Bye.